I did that, and then I enjoyed it a lot. And I can draw better than my sister. So, yeah. So,
It's, if she's watching tonight, you got to say it again one more time just to rub it in. I can draw better.
but
What
she,
did she end up becoming? What's her
she's
profession?
doctor.
It's time for Gavin Doodle.
Hey everybody, it's Gavin Doodle. It's a Wednesday night. I'm your host, Mark Hoffman. And tonight we have on Hyewon Yum, assuming that we can get the internet to work. This is our third, maybe fourth attempt at this point, trying to get this to work. But Hyewon deserves the time, deserves the presence, deserves to be seen. And hopefully we can get that done tonight. So I want to show you this book, Toto, which is amazing. It's this beautiful book that features sort of, it's about a girl who has a little birthmark and how that sort of affects her. And what's really lovely about this book is the sort of simplification into graphite and sort of toned color of the, or not toned color, but toned graphite essentially, or some sort of pencil work that essentially removes all that color. So when that introduction of said birthmark comes up, all of a sudden you get this bright pop of pink that, oh, I see a view request that came up different this time, so we're going to cross our fingers. But Toto's amazing. Mom, it's my first day of kindergarten and a piece of home we have here. Tonight I'm going to be working on this tiger piece. I'm not even going to tell you about it because I don't know if this attempt is going to work. And so I will tell you about it if it does. Let me let our special guest in and see if this works. I'm going to switch my camera to my face. And I'm going to hit view request. That's a good sign. It didn't say that before. It didn't say that before. 3, 2.
Hi.
Hello.
Finally.
We did
Yes.
it. We fought the internet and we won. How are you? You hanging in
Good,
there?
how are you? I'm so sorry.
It's not. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with me. It's some glitch that happens every once in a while.
Oh,
And it
okay.
happened to just hit us tonight. So as long as you are not stressing out and sweating bullets.
Oh, you are sweating bullets.
Not yet.
I was okay.
So, well, let's. I'm gonna regroup here for a second. Clean slate. Hello, welcome to Gavin Doodle.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you on. We're big fans of yours in the house, and we when we reach out to people, we're always again surprised how many people say yes to us.
Right.
Which
I
is,
know.
it started out as a little thing where it was just me hoping that someone would say yes. And now all of a sudden we're getting big names, including yourself. And so we're excited that you're able to join us. Where are you coming in from tonight?
I'm in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that far away. I was thinking of like, could it be that you were across the country and it had to make it through some storms or, who knows?
No.
But you're down in Brooklyn.
Not too far. Yeah.
Okay. So again, thank you so much. And what I want to do is I want to start because we're already a half an hour in, which is crazy.
Right.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
People tuned in right from the beginning. So can you give everybody a quick sense of who you are and what you do?
So I'm an author and an illustrator of children's book. So I've written 13 books so far and illustrated many more. And yeah, so that's me.
The short and sweet version. Have you always been a kidlit person, like from the beginning, or did your career start out?
I studied fine art in college, and then I thought about it, and then I didn't like to be a painter. So, and I found out children's book later in my life, like in college, I did some part-time job for
Yeah.
the Korean publisher, and then, oh, this is nice, and then, yeah, they get, they pay me, and
They pay you. That's the thing that makes
that's
it
the
right.
best part, and
Yeah.
then, yeah, and then, yeah, I got to know these wonderful books. I didn't grow up with the picture books, so
Yeah.
yeah, so
That's
yeah,
same
I
same
wanna.
with me. Like picture books weren't a huge player in my life as a little kid. And so like
Mm,
later in life, came to it later in life.
right, right.
Now you're deep in it. You're
Oh
head
yeah.
first into picture books. Um, so tonight we're going to draw, we're going to chat. I
Hmm.
know that you're on the East Coast as well, so that means that time wise, it's going to be a later night. I don't know how late you stay up,
Uh-huh.
but you're welcome to stay on as long as you want or as little as you want. I want to be respectful of your time because I know that every illustrator has lots of things on their plate that they have to tackle.
Right.
Um, but what I need to know before we get going for the night are two bits of information. One of them is what are you going to make, and the other is what are you going to make it with?
So I make some sketches for my new book. It's about this. Uh, I think it's about this boy's birthday, but I don't know. But yeah, it's early stage, so I try to, yeah,
Is it
think.
officially like the book is bought at this point, or is it
Yeah,
still
it's
okay?
yeah, but yeah. So yeah,
And then
I
oh,
it's
go ahead.
in. It will be published in Korea, so it's, yeah. So I sketch the scene with the color pencil, and then no, not color pencil, with pencil, and then maybe I color it a little bit.
Okay,
Might be spontaneous.
okay. That's totally fine. I
Yeah.
I, I say on here whenever people do stuff that's actual, like most of the time, I do not make things that are for projects, like real projects on here. I try
Mm,
to say and just play. And so when I see someone that does a real project, I'm always excited because I know there's the payoff. Like it may be a year down the road, but there's a payoff to
right,
actually see that piece in production. And so
right.
even if it's a sketch, like the sketch become
Yeah.
real all of a sudden. So that's always very exciting. Um, and then for pencils, is there a specific pencil that you use? Are you someone that has the are you a Blackwing pencil person? Are you
I use Papermate. This is
lovely,
my
lovely?
favorite.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I
Yeah.
use I use random pencils and
Uh-huh.
stuff all the time, and so I'm not precious about graphite. So
Right. Yeah.
that's okay. But when you do colored pencil stuff, are you using? You must be using. I mean, you're not using um, Papermate colored pencils because that
No, no. I use Prisma color
Prisma.
pencils.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then for
Uh,
is it watercolor that's most of the other stuff?
uh co- color pencil and some watercolor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
watercolor. Yeah.
And then what do you use for a surface generally? Are you just paper or is it watercolor paper or what's the?
I use Arches hot,
Okay.
yeah, hot pressed watercolor
Do
paper.
you like a
Expensive.
smooth finish?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pricey.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like almost every artist that does watercolor for their work tends to work on arches.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different brands. Arches is my favorite as well. Like there's just something
Mhm.
hearty about it as a
Right.
stock, and so
It,
um,
I have to be too precious about my work. That's the only problem.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to screw up.
Because
So,
I'm assuming you're not working on like a small pad. You're working on a huge pad, which costs
right,
a
right.
huge. Are you? You're not buying individual sheets, are you? Are you working on a
Sometimes
block?
the size is, yeah, if the size is too long, I use individual sheets. But
Yeah,
yeah, if size is small enough, I can.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. I remember buying a block of that was like an 11 by 14 or something. It was
Hmm.
not huge of any sort, and I was
Yeah.
uh um smacked over the head with that price number that came with it. But it's high quality stuff, so that's all you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, So tonight we're going to chat. If the
Mm-hmm.
conversation goes awry or you want to shift gears of any sort, don't hesitate. It's meant to be a conversation, so we can talk about anything and everything under the sun. People tune in to watch us make, but also there's plenty of people, and this sounds maybe bad to say this, but there's plenty of people that just put it on the background while they work and listen to the
Okay.
conversation that we're having. Um,
Right.
so I don't know what your setup is, but I have a feed here that I can, in fact, I don't know why it's not playing right now, but a feed that I can watch our, what's going on our feeds and keep track of comments. And so if, what we can do is we can switch to our downshoots and we can go from there and we'll start
Oh, sure.
chatting away.
Okay.
And so, oh, you got a little ring light, and it looks very
I
similar to the one I got.
Yeah. I just got it hour ago.
Really?
Yeah.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
Um, so as you set up, so I'm watching just the feed, and I want to make sure that your hands are coming in from the bottom, which it looks like they are. That I want to ask some sort of pretty basic questions to start us off, just to get us to understand a little bit about, again, who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would love to hear maybe a bit about sort of, I mean, you said that you are someone who didn't grow up with a lot of picture books or kids books in your life, or I may be
Yeah.
paraphrasing here, but um, when, like, when you were a little kid, did you read and it just wasn't a big, I mean, obviously you read, but
Yeah, I read a lot. I read.
okay. But
Yeah.
like kidlit was not like around every table and bookshelf in your
Yeah,
house.
like picture books. I have few picture books, but not like, yeah, here. I think in Korea when I grew up, it's very precious. I got I got it for my Christmas present and something like that. And yeah, I
You
have
know,
to
sort of,
read it over and over again.
yeah,
One book. Yeah.
like they were special versus just everyday items
Right.
at that point. Um, and then at what point? I mean, at a certain point, you stop reading those kinds of books in general. Was that something that you held on to the books, or are they, dismissed as this is for babies at that point and sort of shelved on the side? Like, or was that something like, do you still own some of those books that you had when you were a little kid?
Uh, no, I don't, but I wish I had. But yeah, my mom gave it away to
Oh,
my little cousins and stuff, so I don't have anymore. And
you
we don't have the, yeah.
go knock on their door and say,
I know.
I want my books back. Um, and so you came to it later in life, and obviously, like as you mentioned, you got paid for working in publishing.
Uh-huh.
But I imagine that money was only a part of that equation. Um,
Right.
what drew you in at that point? What was the thing that made you go, oh, this is a potential avenue for me to go down later?
Uh, I w- I always love the story. I'm yeah. I I don't always doodle and sketching all these things. I don't always do that. I just read and read. So so I like stories. So this is I can work on stories and paintings, drawings all together. So I
Yeah.
think it's perfect job for me, I
What
guess.
Wait, what kind of painting, or what, I guess the fine art side, you were doing painting before, if I remember it correctly. What kind of paintings were you doing? Were you doing like abstraction,
I
or was it effectively kidlit and it was just, you know,
uh
all painting?
I I did printmaking and painting, but I drew lots of mm, ladies, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, I paint, yeah, stories, I think,
Yeah.
when
There
I'm studying. Yeah.
inherently narrative or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so
Now,
I
did you get pushback from anybody in the painting program because it wasn't like deep concept that it was?
uh, at that time I was in school, it's all about installation and yeah,
Wait,
those
what year are we talking?
uh it's like 95, 6. So yeah.
Okay, so same ballpark. I graduated in 2000, and so it's that
Mm-hmm.
same sort of
Mm-hmm.
same
Yeah.
ballpark. And it the reason why I ask is just sort of like fundamentally what kind of work were painting departments doing at that time, and you know
Right.
changes were they making, and um, did you with with making narrative work? Were you a like when I think back to my schooling, there was a lot of conceptual painting that
Mm-hmm.
happened. And if
Yeah.
you wanted to do narrative work, a lot of people ended up in the illustration program
Mm-hmm.
in particular. And I'm wondering, were you a standout in the painting program as being someone who was narrative and there weren't many other people doing that, or were there other folks that were sort of in that ballpark?
I think I little stand out, and I don't work very hard in college. I didn't. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You do now
that
though, right?
I do now.
Okay,
I
good. I
love
don't want your
this
publisher
thing.
to
So
yeah.
yeah.
Did you
But
hear what
yeah.
she said on that? uh wait, when you say you didn't work very hard, meaning like you didn't put in a lot of hours or you didn't do a lot of thinking
I
behind.
didn't yeah, I didn't know what I should do. So I just yeah, watch lots of movies and hanging around with people and drink do stuff.
Where where did you go to school again? I know
Uh,
I looked it up at one point, but
Seoul National University in Korea.
okay.
Hmm.
Was it a rigorous program or were a lot of people
Yeah, for some
okay?
people.
I mean, I don't know if you want to admit all that on here, but you know, whatever. That
Oh
you do
yeah,
you.
it's okay. Yeah, everybody
Um,
needs some time for
I mean, it
it
was
to. Yeah.
it was an era where there was I mean, I know that at the school that I was at there was parties and things of the sort that maybe don't happen in the same way now that they once did in a
Right. Right.
college. So
Hmm.
you know, it's
Yeah,
okay. It's
it's
okay.
okay.
Yeah. You're allowed to go out there. I mean, I admittedly I didn't put a lot of time and effort into the work that I did when I was in college
Hmm.
myself, partially because I just didn't know what I was doing. And
Yeah. Right. Me too. I
yeah.
didn't know. Yeah.
So I mean, obviously you've dedicated so much of your life now to
Hmm.
Kidlit, but you know, if you're I'm gonna harp on that work ethic for a second here.
Hmm.
With the idea that you were maybe not putting your all into the work when you were in school, or you know you weren't sure where it was going. At
Hmm.
what point did that shift for you, where it became like, this is my career, this is serious, this is, or has it yet? Is it still kind of up in the air?
Uh, I came to here to study illustration, I think,
Okay.
and I had a baby already.
Okay.
So yeah,
So things
the
got serious because of
yeah.
yeah.
So
Gotcha.
I thought, oh yeah, I that at that time it was yeah very serious, and I I went to School of Visual Art
Yep.
MFA program here, and then yeah, I worked really hard. I think yeah during that program. Yeah,
Wait, what years were you there?
2004 to 6.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
was gonna ask. I thought there may have been some crossover with some people that I knew, and I was gonna see if you could give me the inside scoop on what they
Oh.
were like in college. But I think we were slightly before that. So, um,
Yeah.
what with deciding the illustration, that was because of that job that you had, that you got to sort of see what the publishing world was like, or was that like that was
Not
after
the
that, correct?
uh in Korea I wanna try out the illustration, and then while I was in SBA I did some, yeah, I did make few dummies and show it to some of the editors,
Yeah,
and then, yeah, two books were published, yeah, as it was. So yeah. So
I saw we have a question in the comments here from Tom Booth,
mhm,
who is an amazing illustrator and friend,
mhm,
who asks, he says, love the book Toto. I'm
mhm.
wondering if Hyewon has a favorite part of the bookmaking process.
Mm,
You know, are you a sketch person? Are you a finish person? Are you uh,
I'm a dreaming person, I
a
think.
dreamy person? Okay.
Yeah.
Does that,
Yeah.
like, so you enjoy the beginning of the book process more so, or
Yeah. I enjoy the beginning of the project. I always get so excited. Oh, this is the best story ever.
yeah? And does that hold up over time?
Some stories, yeah.
That's that's the that's the challenge with, I think, with
Yeah. Yeah,
a
it
lot of
takes a
illustrators.
while, so
Yeah. Is
yeah.
there a point, like for me, there's a point in a book, and I've always estimated it around 70% done, where all of
Mm,
a sudden it shifts, and I go, ugh, this is taking too long, or I want this project to end so I can move on to the next thing. Is there a point that you can sort of pinpoint, like this is where it becomes less fun
uh,
or more challenging, or however you want to say that?
I I think editing part is always hard for me. I, drawing pictures isn't that hard, but yeah, writing and make sense of it to
Yeah.
others. Yeah. So
With
that takes a lot of time. And
n-
then, yeah.
now you're working on stuff that's for Korea and for the U.S. at the same time. Is there a, like, I am not bilingual of any sort,
Hmm.
and I struggle with English to begin with. I'm wondering, is there, the idea of moving from one sort of, not just language, but from one sort of industry that is, I mean, from what I know, I could be wrong, but the
Hmm.
American children's market is different in how it approaches things than the Asian market versus the European market versus
Hmm.
the Australian market, et cetera, down the line. And I'm wondering, is there things that you have to sort of switch gears on to make sure that you're, not necessarily staying on task, but making sure that you attend to
Hmm.
the various aspects of those books as you work on them? Or is it pretty
uh,
sort of straightforward?
I think it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's the same process, but Korea, yeah, it's faster. I think, yeah,
Like your
it's a,
deadlines are faster?
yeah, deadlines are faster and it comes out fast. I submit the work uh today and it comes out like next month. So
Oh, wow. What?
it's not like you have to wait for a year here, right?
Yeah.
So
Do you know why? Because that's news to me that it would be that fast.
I don't know. They said in here they have this review system and uh they printing they're printing in China these
Yeah.
days and those
Yeah.
stuff
So it's,
takes a lot of time. And yeah, Korea's small, small market, so I think.
Yeah, but still, I would just think that there's the like making sure. Like I'm so used to in the kidlit market, lots of like crossing your T's and dotting your I's situation. I would
Mm,
figure there'd be a lot of like checks and balances that would happen there as well.
mhm.
Obviously, like production wise, it's closer, so if you
Right, right,
you don't have to wait for the shipping time. But
right,
I guess I don't. To be honest, I don't know how long it takes to ship stuff, but I assume it's not a year or 11 months
right.
different. So, um, is there? Have you had any challenges with the actual work itself, like what each country sort of desires in a book, in the sense of like
Mm.
either a visual or a written element?
Yeah, it's subtle, but there is some difference. Yeah.
What kind of
Uh,
differences do you see, or would you like? Could you enlighten me a little bit on that? Because I don't. To be honest, I don't know. I don't.
uh,
I know some of the European differences of how they operate,
mhm.
but not necessarily the Asian
Yeah.
market.
You see these books on market. Some, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's mm. In Korea, sometimes these sad books are selling well, I think.
Okay.
And I don't know. It, here,
Or the
funny books
star.
work better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
But,
I mean, I know that in certain countries, there's a little bit more of like a traditional oral history that
right.
comes about, and so like there's a lot of more of like if you go look at uh, early 50s and 60s books that were in the U.S. versus what was happening in sort of Eastern Europe, and it was very very different. Wherein the U.S. was trying to make new stuff, and Eastern Europe was making a lot of um, like traditional storytelling elements.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can imagine there is a difference just because of the storytelling um, approach from each country. Um,
Mm-hmm.
when you like thinking back to growing up as a kid, did you have artistic parents? Did you have support as an artist, or was that something that uh, you had to fight for, like a lot of art students having to explain to their parents that no, this is a real thing, I can do this?
Yeah. I'm twin, so I have twin sister.
Okay.
And my mom was, yeah, mom wanted to be an artist, but she couldn't, I think. Yeah. So she, and so this, my sister is 3 minutes older than me, and she's smarter.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Really, really. she
Okay.
she read first. She did multiple, what is it? Multiplication tables.
Okay.
Yeah, she memorized it that first, and then all these things. She's taller than me and everything. And so when I start, uh, when I was like 7 or 8, I bit my finger so hard, always. And my mom thought, "Oh, you should draw, and uh, you're you can fix that habit."
Yeah, like to keep you from biting your.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I I went to this uh, art school, like a little afternoon, yeah, activity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an
So
after school program kind of.
yeah. So I did that, and then I enjoyed it a lot, and I can draw better than my sister. So yeah. So
It's, if she's watching tonight, you got to say it again one more time just to rub it in. I can draw better.
But
what
she
did she end up becoming? What's her
she's
profession?
doctor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah. I
I can draw
told
better than my
you.
sister, but my sister makes 10 times as much as I do. That's
Right.
okay. Um,
But I enjoy my job, so
yes.
it's okay.
Yeah. That's you probably have less stress. Well, that's maybe
Right,
not true.
right.
That may not be true.
Yeah.
Um, with uh your taking those classes at that art center, was that
Mhm.
something wherein like were you drawing a lot before that and it was more so this is just uh like your parents knew that art was a thing for you, or was that something where art became a thing because of that
Oh,
after program?
I used to draw a lot, so yeah, that
Yeah.
and that and adds up. So, yeah,
And is your mom happy that you be,
yeah. My mom's really happy.
yeah,
Yeah,
she gets to live through you being an artist at this point? um has
yeah,
she
something like that. And she's painting these days, so
Okay, good. I was just about to
it's
ask that.
really good. Yeah.
What out of curiosity, she couldn't do it before because of like
And
uh
she wants to go to art school, but she couldn't get in, so
oh, okay.
she gave up, I think.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like societal pressure said, "Hey, you can't go into the arts," or, some other thing like that that sort of weighed into it.
Uh,
And I know even in the US there was a time where it was sort of treated very different of who can be an artist and who can't, and
right.
things of
But
the sort.
yeah, I'm I'm a girl, and they don't care about
Yeah.
her, I guess.
Now, do you give her art lessons? Like, have you gone back and said like, okay, here's, you know, I don't want you to pay for art school, but here's all the stuff that I learned.
Mm, what do you mean?
I.e., like, sit down with her and show her stuff at this point, or does she know enough art?
Oh, no, no. She has her own teacher.
Oh, she doesn't
Yeah.
even pay you to help.
No. But yeah, I send her some supplies and stuff.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
that's the least, the least effort that you are being asked to do from her is just at least send supplies.
Yeah, it's so
Um,
far away.
and is there? I mean, obviously you have books that come out in Korea,
Hmm.
but are any of the books that are in the U.S. also making their way over there, or are you having to like send your own author copies to say, here's a new one?
Oh, my books are translated in Korean, so yeah, they can
Yeah.
see my books. Mm.
Um. Oh.
Toto is translated, and
We have
yeah.
a person that had to leave, but they wanted to say
Hmm.
this. Man, I'm gonna massacre the last name. We had them on. Laura Bantigao. I think that's how you say it again. It's been a long time since I've said it out loud. Said had to go, but wanted to say I love all your books, Hyewon. They make me pause and reflect. I always look forward to your books. I don't know if you know her, but she's amazing illustrator, and uh, I'm a big fan of hers. And so if you don't know her,
Who
that
is
is
that?
Laura Bantigao.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
know her.
she
Yeah.
popped in for a second to say
Uh-huh.
that she loves your work, and so I wanted to make sure that got across to you, because I don't know if you
Thank
can see the
you.
comments as they come
I
in.
cannot.
Um, so talk me through a little bit about your art practice in general, because your books have a little bit of a variation from book to book in
Hmm.
aesthetic, or
Hmm.
I should say in aesthetic, but more so in an approach. So
Hmm.
sometimes you're working with graphite, sometimes you're doing more painterly things,
Hmm.
sometimes it's a little bit more landscapey, sometimes it's a little bit more abstract.
Hmm.
And can you tell me a little bit about sort of how you come to those decisions on your books?
I don't know. The total was a little bit different because I did first I didn't plan it, but I did sketches on this like this
Yeah.
and send it to my art director and just this pink color on the sketchbook works, I think. And
Okay.
she thought, let's do the two tone thing, two color thing, something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I do that and yeah, book I just try to do the new things, I think. Yeah,
Wait,
I get bored easily, so I use different material and
so let me ask you about the two-tone element, because
mhm,
there's two ways to do that, which, and I don't know which way you did for your book. Was it
mm.
was it done a full color process in the actual piece that you did, or was it done black and white and then a separate layer for the color came in later?
Oh, it's just full color, but just I use the gray tones and then
Okay, yeah. So you just
yeah.
limited the palette in the actual
Uh-huh.
production.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then sort of reaction to that book, because that book is sort of, to me, it's a big star. It's a Neil Porter book, which is a Neil Porter book is a fabulous thing to begin with. Uh,
Right.
but with that book, have you had great reaction in particular, or is that? I mean, obviously, no one's going to come to you and go, "Boo, this sucks." But
Sometimes they do. No.
I hope they don't. You need to tell them what for if they're saying that to you. Um,
uh, but yeah, it's translated in 12 languages, so it's big thing.
wait, 12. Wait, when translated, was that part of? I mean, I guess this is a question that I don't quite know how this would play out, but translated because that was part of the contract, or translated?
No, no. After it published, they, yeah.
Yeah, they came to you and said, "We'd like to publish
Mm-hmm.
this elsewhere. Are you game?"
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because it's one of those things with, especially with you working in both markets. I didn't know if that was something where it was like
I know.
initially it's just, hey, we're going to translate this right from the get go, or if that was something that
Mm.
became a afterthought. After it was all done. That's
Yeah, Holiday
okay.
House did amazing job selling my thing. So yeah,
And then you've done. I mean, how many have you done with? I mean, you got Candlewick, you got uh, the
FSG.
yeah. How many publishers have you worked with in general? Must be quite a
Uh,
list at this point.
yeah, yeah. I didn't count it, but I did work with Chronicle, Candlewick, Neil Porter, Hippo Park, Norton,
And are these
Mac
all these all
Macmillan. Yeah.
have come to you with the agent you have now, with
Yeah,
Sean?
yeah. I've been working with him from
Do
the
you know?
start.
So do you know Gina Perry? Then
Gina Perry?
she's a Sean McCarthy artist as well. Because you're with Sean McCarthy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, she's
I
the one who
don't know.
started the Kidlit Art Postcard Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe you would know because you're under the same agency house, but it's okay if you don't. It's fine.
Right.
You need to go look her up though after this.
Yeah,
That's an
I
assignment.
should.
You have to look her up.
Yeah.
I don't know everybody that's at the agency I'm with, so to be
Mhm.
truthful, I always
Right.
I don't know if it's the same for you, but I find out afterwards. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that person was with the agency.
I know. Who are you with?
I'm with Andrea Brown Literary,
Mm, mm,
and so we're competitors. We're fighting
mm.
against Sean McCarthy. we're we're gonna win. You're not allowed to win the battle that is Kidlit Kidlit Fight 2026. How did you come to your agent at that point? Because I mean, obviously you came over for the illustration program at SVA. And what
Uh-huh.
was that with an agent at the time, or was that something
No.
that came afterwards?
So I have two book published without agent with the FSG,
Okay.
and the second book was in the Society original show.
Okay.
So and then Sean saw it, and then yeah.
So he reached out to you versus you reaching out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And was it an immediate we're partnering up, or was it something where it took some time to figure out logistics for you two?
I think yeah. Uh I was glad he reached out to me because yeah, I need the agent. And then yeah, he was yeah,
Wait, what
ready.
year
So
was what range was this time wise?
uh,
Or
it's
how long have you been with him, rather, is the better way to.
like 2010 something.
Okay, so you've been with him a while then. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, so tell me a little bit about sort of aesthetic and style for you. I mean, I asked about sort of the visual approach before, but talk to me a little bit about your style and how that came to be. Um, I know. Oh, real quick, Autumn. I can't see it from here. Autumn Leaflet asks, "Are you
Hmm.
using crayons or a fancy brand?"
I'm using very fancy brand crayon.
And what brand is that then? What's so fancy about it?
Karen does it because it's very expensive, but I
Yes.
bought it 30 years ago, so I can still use it. So
Wait, those are still the same sticks from 30 years ago?
hmm
Oh man, how have you not gone through them by now?
I use different stuff,
Okay,
and
I
then
just like
I fill out the uh, used up colors. So
yeah.
yeah.
It's one of those things where like I feel like if I got something out from 30 years ago, it would be, a stub. There would be not enough of it
I know.
left at
Uh,
this point.
yeah.
Um, no, Karen Dosh crayons. I remember those when I was in school. I
Uh-huh.
remember buying those and using those very extensively when I was a illustration student, and I remember the price on those was ridiculous, and it still
I
is.
know.
They're
Still
lovely.
is.
They're absolutely lovely, but
I
they're
know. It's
pricey
so
crayons.
good.
I see also Tom Booth asks, I'm wondering if Hyewon has an approach to telling a personal story as opposed to an imagined story, or all stories personal to a degree. And so, thinking of sort of
Uh-huh.
what you're doing, is there some element of real life in it, even if it's not a character that is, named after someone you know? Is there a hint of that kind of
Right.
showing up?
Yeah. I think yeah, I can make up story that well. So everything is kind of by story, and yeah.
Now, I know for a fact that Tom is
Mhm.
working on some very personal books.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. I
uh,
love those books. I do. I love reading autofictions and stuff. So
yeah. Is there,
yeah.
um, and so I know that's probably where that question is coming from, is that like, how do you deal with writing if it's personal versus something else, and how do you interject some of the love and passion of, family and uh, friends and that kind of stuff into a book without it feeling maybe a little heavy-handed or whatnot. So I want to go back again real quick to the
Hmm.
idea of aesthetic. and your and excuse the terminology, but your style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering sort of how did that develop? Was that something that was a specific piece that you worked on that did that? Was that something that came to be because of some sort of material choice that all of a sudden shifted how you worked? Sort of how did that evolve to where it is now?
I think material choices, yeah, changes somehow. Yeah, the look of the book, but then like characters been similar, I think. They're little awkward and little childlike. And I like those little, yeah, not perfect
Yeah,
characters. Yeah.
a little goofiness to them. Is that
Mm-hmm.
something that this is going to sound maybe a little pointed in this question, but is that something that comes because of naturally how your hand paints or draws, or is that something that you intentionally put in there?
Uh, I don't think I can intentionally put it there, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I
But
mean, I
I
think.
can,
Oh, go ahead, please.
if I work hard, I can draw well, you know.
It's
But,
one of those things where, like, even in my case, I've been trying to get back to a younger, like, aesthetic, or like a something that feels a little not juvenile, but
mm-hmm,
feels maybe a little bit more free. Let's put it that
mm-hmm,
way. And then when I now I feel like there were certain methods to make that happen, and I feel like they
mm-hmm,
become more natural as time goes on. It doesn't mean that they are, always there,
right.
but it's one of those things where it's become, a practice has turned into a an unconscious thing that happens. But with your approach, one of the things that I noticed that in your work in general is there's a
Mm-hmm.
real sort of like sweet, but also how do I put this? A little undertone in your character design of um, I don't want to say sneakiness, but there's a little hint of like mischievousness that shows up in your
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
And I'm wondering, is that something that is like intentionally put in there? Is that something that
I
um,
think I'm like that.
okay. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, do you have proof in your real life as to how you've been mischievous?
Mm,
Wait, do you
no, but
do you,
I
do you
tried.
drive?
I drive, but yeah, not these days, not
Do you,
much. But
okay, I
yeah,
was gonna
I
say, do you
drive.
do you break the speed limit?
No, not those
Oh,
things.
okay. That
Not
no
those things.
sounded very, very
Mm.
suspicious there. The way you went, no. Someone doesn't want to be seen on the internet as I don't
Right.
have. I'm not going to tell the cops. They're not going to show up at your house.
I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Yeah, talk too much.
Yeah, 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 yeah. If you hear a siren outside, that's why. It's
Yeah, yeah.
because you said that you break the law. Were you a mischievous kid?
No, I was a good kid. I always a good kid, but
Every hint
in
of delay in the way you say that feels very sarcastic.
yeah, but yeah,
Is there now wait, since you have a twin sister
right,
and your twin sister is the smart one, uh
right.
your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. Um
Yeah, yeah. Because my next book is about this, my sister and me,
oh,
about our teddy bears. So,
are
good
you gonna
bear, bad bear is about my sister's bear and my bear. So,
you gonna take out all the like the pain and suffering of being a sister, like having a twin sister in that book of one of them's gonna look really beautiful and the other one's gonna be this troll. all this undertone of uh
yeah,
all this built up frustration pours out in one book about sisters. Um, does your sister know that that book is going to be essentially?
Yeah. We always talk about it.
Oh, and did she have to give clearance at all? Did you have to do a model release or anything for
No, he
to
doesn't
let that
care.
happen? Just you're allowed to use that picture of me, or is it wait, is it your names in the book, or is it sort of like in a tribute to but not a literal translation from?
Not literal. Just
Okay,
yeah, I got yeah.
so she'll know because she has the inside scoop, but anybody else
Yeah,
won't be able to
yeah,
know
yeah.
this is them. um and then with aesthetic, has your aesthetic changed over the years? I mean, I imagine when you were doing the fine art stuff or
Mm-hmm.
painting, I shouldn't say fine art always makes it sound like it's somehow better than or like whatever, but it's just when you were doing
Right.
painting,
Mm-hmm.
as a practice, was your aesthetic sort of akin to what you're doing now, or was it a very different
I
approach?
think I think it's little similar. Yeah. My teacher used to say, here there's nobody who draws like you, but if you go to America, there's many people who drew like you. He said.
Wait, what does
So
that mean? Does that mean like,
I don't
was that
know.
a diss? Was that what was he saying with that, or she saying with that?
Uh, sh- he likes my work, but yeah, I I love those uh painters with I forgot his name. Oh my god, I love those painters, and then I forgot his name. But with like childlike drawings and those,
Yeah.
yeah.
So just like the idea of it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't um what do I want to say, like super uh I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
never. Yeah, my school is very serious,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but
yeah,
so
yeah.
many people in my school was yeah pretty serious, but I wasn't. So that's what he meant, I think. Yeah.
Well, let me ask about that in particular because I was just talking with someone in the school hallway the other day about they
Mm-hmm.
went over to the schools in China and they were
Mm-hmm.
surprised at like the method of education that was there. And I know that obviously Korea is not China. I'm not an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a emphasis on sort of replication, not necessarily on um, new or challenging ideas. And I'm wondering about when
Mm-hmm.
you went to school in Korea, was there a I mean, obviously, if it was a serious school, that's one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but were all schools sort of more serious in their approach? And this just happened to be one of them? Or was this a more serious school just in general compared to other schools that were out there?
I think it's more serious, I think. Yeah, in Korea. And we have to study to get into art school, we have to draw these things over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I mean, that was when I was in China
mhm,
at one point. I noticed
mhm,
that too, that there was like lots of everybody paint the same way or everybody draw the same way to build up skill.
right.
Like it was a technical challenge more than it was a
Mhm,
conceptual challenge.
mhm,
Um, was that something that I mean, obviously you're in the States now. Now
mhm,
it's you know a different sort of educational world that we're in. You went to SVA. Was that a
mhm.
shock for you going there and then seeing people do things that were maybe you know not as traditional or not as technical, but more like out there, rebellious, weird stuff, or was that?
I uh, uh the big difference is mm, I think they didn't. they said, "Oh, that's good," all about it. But in Korea, they said no good things about my work and stuff.
Oh,
So it's very critical. So
I mean, there
yeah,
must have been good things about your work. They just didn't say it, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's we're gonna
I have
chalk it
to
up to that.
find out what
Yeah,
my good thing is by myself. But yeah, so those things are different. And then, mm, yeah.
with obviously your experience at SVA. I mean, I know SVA through a
Mm-hmm,
lot of folks and sort of um, what's okay to do, what's challenging to do there, sort of
mm-hmm,
a little bit more about the system and whatnot. But um, did you enjoy SVA? Like, if you had to pair the two against each other, the school that you went to in Korea versus the
mm-hmm,
school that you went to at SVA,
mm-hmm.
um, was there one that you think was a better suited school for you and your practice? Um,
Mm, I think SVA was good. Yeah. But I like my college too
yeah,
because it
yeah.
was fun.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's junk and you
Uh-huh.
need to throw it out
Hmm.
and say no more.
It
But
it was different, but yeah, yeah.
so tell me a
It's
little bit.
very academic, and then we studied a lot
Yeah,
of. Mhm,
it was. Uh, I mean, when I think of SVA, I think of well, first of all, the city. Like, your
mhm.
access to things is very different
Right,
there than potentially a lot of other schools, at least in the States. Um,
right.
but I also think of, like, it's a relatively heavy hitter of a school. There's a lot of big names that have come out of that school,
Mm-hmm.
and the ideas and the people that are there and what they do with those ideas. I feel like is again a heavy hitter, as the best way to put it.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was good program. I'm glad I went to that program. And yeah,
was that for an undergrad or was that for a master's?
full masters. So
Okay.
yeah.
Um, and then since you've been, uh, you know, in the illustration system, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, was there other jobs that came to be that, like, obviously, like, my only access to your work is through your portfolio and what I see online, but I'm sure there's lots of things that are hidden in the deep wells of history of your work, as many
Mm-hmm.
artists have. I have stuff that doesn't see the light of day.
Hmm.
Um, is there was there a lot of change and a lot of shift for you from um, what you were doing prior to Kidlit, or is that like, in other words, were there other illustration gigs that you got that were outside of Kidlit, or was it primarily just Kidlit right once you got
Uh,
kept going?
I think yeah, it's primarily Italy. I did some other work, but yeah, it's primarily Italy. Yeah.
Um, is there interest in doing other stuff? I mean, the reason why I ask is because of that painting background. I assume that there's still some of that in your system that wants to come out periodically. You all of a sudden you're like, I want to get a big old canvas out and paint on it. Um,
Maybe, yeah. I wanna do painting. Yeah. Some sometimes, yeah. But
with
with
when you were painting before, were you a oil painter?
I used oil and acrylic, but
Oil and acrylic. Okay.
yeah, 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 I could yeah. When I get old, I might be a yeah painter, probably with still
pick,
life and all.
pick it back up. I've been tempted, honestly, a little bit to get back into it and, like, just get out a big canvas and see what happens. And I
Hmm.
know there's
I
probably
know.
it'll probably
Yeah.
be a mess the first time because I won't remember what I'm doing, or there'll be
Uh-huh.
some practice that needs to happen that I have not had the
Uh-huh.
chance to do. But when now that, I mean, it's funny because, like, aesthetically, I look at what you're doing now and I don't immediately go like, oh, painter, not um, because of skill or anything of the sort, but literally
Hmm.
just, it looks to me like you work small.
Mm-hmm.
When I think painting, I always think these like gigantic canvases or things that would be, dramatically scaled up from what you
Mm-hmm.
work right now. When you were working before, was it large scale things or was it something else?
Yeah, it was large scale thing. But when I was in college, I thought this painting is uh I think painting is too big a thing. But you don't have to look at that as like a too serious and big thing to change the world that thing. So I can be a like landscape painter or still life painter.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You don't have to break people's brain
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
every single time by
mm-hmm.
getting out some paint.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, that's the rub in all of this is I think that there's such a range of
Mm-hmm,
types of painting that's out there,
mm-hmm,
and uh, I mean, when we say painting to the average public person, a lot of
mm-hmm.
times they think, Van Gogh and they think Picasso and they think the big names, but they don't
Right.
think all the people that do these other, approaches or materials or things that potentially add such a rich tapestry to
Mm-hmm,
aesthetic that's out there. So, um, are there avenues in the kidlit world that you've like tempted? Because I don't know all the books that are in Korea. I don't know every single thing that people have done, but I'm
mm-hmm.
wondering, is there work out there right now of yours that sort of ventures into that more sort of painterly mindset more so than other books, purely based on just the project at hand, or does it all kind of still fit uh, under the sort of kidlit approach at this point?
Mm, I don't think there's kidlit approach, but yeah, the new book I did, this Spoonful of the Sea, I think. This one is a little bit of, yeah, I try to do different style, some something, yeah.
And how did that go?
I think it's okay. I think it works well with the story.
Because
So,
I always have a challenge with like if I try something new,
mhm,
I tend to pull back a little bit too often and go back to what you know the more standard way that I work.
mhm,
And so, as much as I try to venture out into the world, sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't.
mhm,
Um, do you? I mean, you said you like to do different approaches. What do you think is the wild? Like, if you had to put it on a scale of the wildest approach to the least wild approach,
mhm.
where does it get wildest for you? Like, what kind of was it a medium thing? Was it like an application thing? Was it how did that sort of manifest itself?
I'm not wild person, so I try to be wild. I'm just, yeah, going this, yeah. I I'm trying, but yeah, maybe I I loosen up a little bit for the next project. I don't know, but yeah,
With
with the style and everything. I
well, do you think that you were looser before when you were painting, in college and stuff, or do you think that it's like in any way? Do you think it's tightened up since you've gotten into Kidlit?
Yeah, because uh, it's not it's published work. It's not by myself, so we always go back and forth and did something. So I always think about how it will look and it is good enough
Okay.
and the stuff. So, but yeah, maybe I can do something fun next time.
Well, I've
Um,
even like when I work generally, I'm limited by the the table that I work on. And if
Oh
you're
yeah.
watercolor
Uh,
and stuff, I assume it's the same thing. Like you can't put it up on a wall because it will drip all over the place and it will cause problems.
mm-hmm.
But I've thought about the next time I do a book, how big do I want to go? And do I actually want to go to the point where I have to work on the floor because it's so massive, or, change my table setup so all of a sudden I get
Mm-hmm.
two tables to play with. In fact, maybe that's the solution. Oh man,
Oh yeah.
I just realized something. I can move a desk and make something that like
You
has a
can do
seat on the
that.
desk. But oh boy, I just
Mm-hmm.
rocked my own world there. Um, with with the work that you have been doing, is it primarily like a I mean, looking at what I'm watching tonight and seeing you work,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like you're working in a sketchbook, which obviously is going
Mm-hmm.
to limit some of the scale right then and
Mm-hmm.
there. But is there a scale that makes sense for you? Is there an approach or a method that sort of changes how you work if you go bigger or if you go smaller or things of the sort? Like, does your work look different based on that
Uh,
sort of?
Usually I change the material. I think I I've been using color pencils too long, so it's too pretty. I think so. I want to use some watercolor and be free next time, something like that.
Well,
Yeah,
are you doing lots of digital stuff like afterwards to like clean work up?
I don't. I really few things I need to change. I do, but usually I just yeah.
It is what it is kind of situation.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this is going to be a dumb question,
Mhm.
but since you and I went to school around the same time frame, and I know there's
Mhm.
still people that do this, and I'm going to put you on the spot, and you have to answer truthfully. Um,
Mhm.
you're not sending in originals, are you? To
I
like,
am. Sometimes this next book I sent the original.
whoa, and you trust they're going to like. And the reason why I ask this, when saying the amount of digital, you trust they're going to go and like get it accurate.
Uh, yeah.
I
And
don't have faith in that system myself, and so I've always digitized it myself and scanned it myself. And
I did it for a while, but then this yellow I used for next book didn't I
uh,
couldn't pick up with my scanner, so I brought them in, and Jennifer, my art director, is yeah, really good with this
and so they got the
thing.
color that you needed.
Yeah.
Without,
Yeah, it looks really good.
I mean,
I'm really
that's
happy.
probably the truth of it is like if you send in the original, probably
Mm-hmm.
your color is probably more accurate because they can look at the original and compare.
Right. They fixed the yeah
Yeah.
printing and yeah they changed the color. I think yellow. They use different Pantone color for that, something like that. So
Well, wait, which book are you talking about?
the it's not come out yet. So
Oh, okay, but it's
the
got Pantone color versus CMYK in it.
no it's a CMYK, but this Y yellowed instead of the that regular yellow. I think they
Oh.
use different yellow. I think I don't know. It's beyond
Yeah.
me, but
They
yeah.
did something that yeah,
Hmm.
it came out okay. So what's the matter? Yeah. Um, no, it's one of those things where I'm always like interested in different printing
I
processes,
know. Yeah.
how that affects stuff. So,
Hmm.
um, it's I need to research more on some of that. But
Hmm.
um, and so tell me, talk to me a little bit about sort of your uh relationship with Kidlit in general now. I mean, obviously you've made enough books and beyond, and I don't mean in the like making book aspect, but like are you deep into the love of picture books at this point, or is it still sort of not your average go-to for entertainment at this point? Like, what does picture book mean currently to you?
Oh, I'm in love. Of course. Yeah. I love picture books. Yeah.
Wait, do you have kids?
I have they're not kids, but yeah, kids.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have children at
I
this point?
have two
Or
children,
okay,
17 and 22.
they're still kids. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
I
We
teach
read
that age,
picture
and they're
book
still.
together
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
I teach college right now, and I will
Mhm.
tell you that there are times where they are still very much young
I
and
know.
unwise to how the world works. Let's put it. um, did I mean we're well if you 2010, so that was right around the time that, assuming a 22-year-old, that would be, you were in the thick of picture books when you started in picture books at that point, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
So,
So it's been, you were ingrained in it whether you wanted to be or not. You had
mhm,
picture books around that same time.
mhm,
With now that you're sort of in love,
mhm.
you and picture books are in a tree, gonna get kissing, or what's that? KISSING, uh, and you're you know it's become this baby of yours.
Right.
Do you think about uh, like back to the era in which you didn't know as much about sort of what picture books meant to you
Mhm.
at the time, or what they would mean to you in the future? And like, are you writing for a kid now that i.e., your kids, or are you writing for yourself when you were, like the book you would have wanted when you were little?
I just write for myself. For now, I think. Not for my kids' self,
Yeah,
but for me, I think I want to tell my story. Yeah.
you're writing for the adult you, not the kid you.
Mhm,
Um, and has that ever like, well, I don't want to broach this subject too much,
mhm.
but obviously we had a big uproar in the kidlit world this last week, which I assume you know about, uh,
Uh,
of
uh, I
didactic
didn't,
books.
but someone told me. Yeah.
Okay. But that idea of like who you're writing the book for, etc.
Mhm,
Um, and there's all approaches are okay in my book,
mhm.
and I imagine that maybe that's the good thing that came out of that is, in one way or another, it made people talk about sort of their love of picture books and supporting each other at this point. But
Mhm.
that being said, what kind of book would you have wanted when you were little versus the book that you want now? Is there a different type of book that, given your understanding of who you were as a kid and your interest level now, is it the same book? Because like for me, I want dumb books, not dumb in the sense of like they don't make sense, but books that are silly and abstract and weird. And I know as a little kid I would have appreciated those. And
Really?
so, oh yeah,
I never liked dumb books.
really?
No. Uh, I I don't know.
Like wait, not dumb, but like, did you like silly books,
I
or did you?
like smart books.
You're competing with your sister still. That's what you're saying. Right? Just because your sister was reading the encyclopedia doesn't mean you had to. Um, like you literally like wanted books that were serious and
uh,
deep.
uh,
It's just
yeah,
perplexing me. It's not my realm.
I like the books that scares me a little bit. Like
Interesting.
show me different world, you know. I
Okay.
like
Okay.
folk tales about other worlds and other country, those stuff. So I don't know. And still I like those things. Yeah, yeah. I watch Danish TV shows and stuff, like murder series and those stuff. So
Okay.
I think
Okay.
my tastes are same. I
I
don't
I
know.
I'm okay with a murder podcast and that kind of
Hmm.
stuff
Hmm.
nowadays too. I think that's a common practice within the kidlit world that people jump on that. But uh, I mean, with the books that you're writing now, tell me a little bit about the writing process
Hmm.
for you, because I mean, I'm under the assumption, and I could be wrong, that
Hmm.
you're coming from a art background, and therefore writing
Right.
is not on, the front burner for
Hmm.
you. And how
Right.
has that affected your writing practice? How have you had to adapt? All of that kind of stuff.
Uh, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't think I could write, and English is my first language, so
Yeah.
not in English. But then, uh, the picture book, with just pictures, you can tell the stories, right? And then I put a little bit of words here and there, and then yeah, I think, and I'm reading lots of books, so I always wanted to write a novel.
Okay.
So this isn't novel, but I think it's a story. So I think, yeah,
Do you still want to write a novel?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I could, but I wanted to.
So it's not like you have an idea yet for a novel. It's just the concept of writing a novel sounds
Hmm.
exciting.
Yeah, good story. I want to write a
Yeah.
good story.
Well, let me ask you this then, because obviously story is the star in almost all books,
Mm-hmm.
and whether it be a picture book, a early reader, middle grade, whatever, all the way up to some sort of murder mystery. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but is there a method to the way that you write? I mean, obviously, you said 13 books. Is that right that
Mm-hmm.
you've written?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's a flash in the pan. It's not like this is some sort of fluke that you are able to write. You can
Mm-hmm.
write at this point. And so I am someone who needs to get better at writing and am not a great writer yet. And so, can you give me some tips, some tricks, can you impart some wisdom on me so I can turn around later tonight and write the most epic picture book?
Ah.
And not a dumb picture book, a really smart picture.
No, the uh, I'm still figuring it out, I think. Yeah. And every book I start differently, I think. Sometimes I start with one picture. Sometimes I start with one line. And yeah, it's all different. I just couldn't figure out the right formula to write a good story. So,
Is there, but I mean, obviously, there is probably some pattern that shows up in the sense of like when I write, I tend to write a lot of starts and eventually
mm,
one of them connects. Like I try to figure out the voice of the book early on. Um, but it is a back and forth of let me draw a picture, let me, um, or sketch a character and then write a little bit and then sketch a character and write a little bit and that
mhm.
kind of back and forth. Is it that kind of process, or do you live like do you
I
like to finish one and then move on to the next?
uh I think of a story in my head long time and imagine it in my head, like until it become a story, and then I start to write down. It's yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain it.
Yeah.
If I'm
But
good at it, I'm already very successful.
it's different for everybody I know, and that's why
Yeah.
I need to learn all the ways of doing it, and I think that maybe,
Mhm.
you know, I get stuck on too many tries at the beginning and not enough actual, like, you know, follow through on a lot of
Mhm.
stories,
Mhm.
and so I need to pick up those skills. Let's put it that way. So if you after tonight, if you come up with some beautiful list of like, here's how you do it, send
Oh
it,
yeah.
because I will read thoroughly and enjoy and figure out how I can adapt it to my work. Um, so tell me a little bit about sort of, you're down in Brooklyn right now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Obviously, that's a big artsy fartsy hub. There's probably
Mhm.
people there painting those big paintings right now.
Right.
Um,
Right.
are you at home or are you in a studio?
I'm at home.
Okay.
I work at home.
Um, but you're in this, like, you know, cultural hub, and Brooklyn
Mhm.
is the hip. I mean, maybe it's not anymore. Maybe it's Queens now. But I assume Brooklyn's still pretty hip. Um,
Mhm.
but has that changed? I mean, obviously, coming from Korea, you end up in New York, you end up in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
Just being inundated with, you know, the art scene that is New York. How has that
Mhm.
affected you and your process?
Uh, I think the different scene made me draw different things, different landscape, different people, and so different story, I think.
Are those,
Make sense?
yeah, no, like you're
Mhm.
influenced by what's around you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Is that, does that only show up in the books that you publish in America, or is that something that, you know, like when you do something directly for a Korean market, are you
I
mindful
didn't
of like,
write, and I just do the illustration job in Korea, so
oh, I
it's
thought you were doing writing for it.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm. So it's different, but I think my writing is different because I'm here. I'm as a stranger, and I enjoy it. So
Wait,
this thing,
stranger as in like,
stranger in this city, I
oh,
think.
okay, gotcha.
Not too familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you've been in New York for a long time though.
Yeah. But still.
I mean, I guess New York is big enough. There's a lot of people that you probably feel like a stranger no matter what,
Hmm.
just because you can't know everybody. Um,
Right.
do you have a art group that's there that you chat with frequently, or is it? I mean,
Oh
you're close
yeah.
enough. You can get to like society and stuff without the Society of Illustrators without issue, but
Hmm. I have few friends I meet, yeah, often and chat about it. Like Korean friends who is in Kittle, so I can talk in Korean.
wait, that are stateside.
Hmm?
These are friends that are stateside, or these are people that are back in Korea?
Oh, they're here in
Yeah,
New
yeah.
York
Okay,
City. Yeah.
that's what I was just trying to
Yeah.
clarify for myself.
You know, uh, Aram Kim?
The name sounds really familiar. I'd have to
Hmm.
see a picture to,
Yeah. And Chonghua and Cindy. Yeah.
but with is it so? Is it a group that you meet with frequently, or is it a, like how often are you meeting with this crew of folks?
Uh, we only started to meet. Uh, oh, but yeah, like once in 2 months, 3 months. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's relatively,
Hmm.
uh like, it's not you're meeting with them every week and sitting down and like sketching.
No, no.
It's a it is a, you go do your thing, I'll do mine, and periodically we'll check in.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes. How about you?
That's
You
I
have friends there? Your wife's?
I don't have any friends. Why would you bring that up? No, I have a group of kidlit illustrators that we meet um,
Mm,
every. It's supposed to be every month,
mm-hmm,
but life gets in the way sometimes, and so
mm-hmm,
it can be longer than that.
mm-hmm.
And so, like, we were supposed to meet on Monday, but everybody had all sorts of conflicts, and so it won't
I
be
know. Yeah.
uh, another month before we get to sit down and go through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes that's good because I don't have stuff to show every time. Uh,
Right.
it's nice to be able to take a pause and say, I don't have
Uh-huh.
to rush to get something done to prove that I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with with the editor and publisher, because obviously since you're in New York, are you getting out to actually meet with the publisher like in person, or is that something wherein
Yeah,
like going
sometimes
into the
I
publishing house?
sometimes I can meet with, yeah, editors, and yeah, there's event I can meet. Yeah.
Well, wait, were you just at
And
the Neil Porter one?
oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I've been to that
What?
one.
I don't even. Was that him retiring? What was that?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
retired.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what I got out of it, but I wasn't 100% sure because all I saw was pictures on one end. But it seemed like it was
Yeah.
some sort of retirement party or shindig for him.
Yeah. We
Was it?
didn't want him to go, but
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a who's who of folks that were there at the time.
uh,
With
uh so Taylor Norman, she was there, and Jennifer was there, Maya Myers there,
wait,
and lots of people.
which Jennifer?
Jennifer Brown is my art director, and
Oh, okay,
yes, yeah,
there you go.
she's working with, yeah. Mm.
I was gonna say I don't know. There's too many Jennifers to pick from.
Yeah, right.
That could be a variety of people.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then wait, what just happened to my trace? Oh, there it is. Um, walk me through a little bit of sort of what your goals are going forward. Who do you want to be? Oh wait, I see. There's oh, my wife's asking a thing to everybody in the question about a Van Gogh movie that is fully animated. Um,
Hmm.
but walk me through a little bit the sort of goals as a kidlit illustrator. You've done a bunch of books now. Do you know what the
Hmm.
total number is that you've done?
Not sure.
Okay, but um, is there a end goal? Is there something wherein there's a thing that you're trying to achieve in some sense with your work? Obviously, like from project to project, it will change.
Hmm.
But is there a overall theme that sort of shows up? Like, in my sense, I want to make, and I know it's a shameful thing. I want to make dumb books. I want to make books that are like appeal to
No, I don't think it's a shame.
the I want to appeal to the kid who likes potty humor. In
I
some,
know. Yeah.
um, oh,
My
wait a
kids
second.
love that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
but is there a goal when you look back at like the work that you've done, the work that that you want to do, of like something you want to achieve before you hang up your hat at some point? Is there
Mhm.
is there that thing?
I didn't think about it. Really. But just, I want to make a really, really good book. So just, yeah, when you get older, you can read it to your kids too.
Mm, okay.
Something like that. But yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't really think about.
I know. I said at one point like I want to make a book that some kid when they're 30 or something goes, oh, that was
Uh-huh.
my favorite book when I was growing up.
I know.
comes back to
Yeah.
when they're 30 and goes,
Uh-huh.
oh, I loved your book when I was little. Like, I want that kind of moment at some point.
I
Um,
know.
is there, looking at the books that your kids loved, and obviously it's been a hot minute since you were reading books with your kids if they're 17 and 22.
Hmm.
But were there books that like became their favorites, or ones that you had to read over and over and over again?
Oh yeah, so many. But
Any particular ones that you can think of?
uh but uh, what was it? It's in Korean, and it's Japanese book translated in Korean. So,
So
uh,
it's
that
not one
one,
that I would know off the top.
yeah, that one we loved. But recently we uh did you read the I Am Subway?
I am sub. Oh wait, I do know that one. Why do I know that one? I don't know if I've read it, but I know the image
Mm-hmm.
from that.
It's a recent one, and then we read it together with this 22 and 17-year-old. And we loved it. Yeah.
Wait, you read it like
As
not
of
like
not
recently? You read it
when
with
they were young, recently. Yeah, it
yeah.
came out recently, and yeah.
How often do you do that? Like how often do they read picture books then?
Oh, if I find a good book, I just
Throw
hand
it in the
it,
lap.
yeah, to him, and this is so good. You should read.
Well, that's like we have a 13-year-old, or I mean, he's
Hmm.
gonna be 13 in 2 weeks, so I'm
Hmm.
kind of just saying 13-year-old at this
Hmm.
point. Um, and he was big into picture books,
Hmm.
because we were, and it sort of
Right.
dropped off a little bit. But I also know that every once in a while we'll throw something his way, and I'll be like, "Oh, that was really funny," or
Hmm.
whatever. And it's generally us putting it in his lap
Hmm.
first before
Right.
it's not him like, "Let me pick up this picture book and read it."
Hmm.
But uh, with uh, with your kids, are either of them art bound?
No, but yeah.
Are they going into medicine and doctor stuff too? Are they
No,
rubbing it in your face
no.
like your sister?
I hope so, but
Yeah,
that's hard.
yeah. That's my son is not going into the arts, I don't think, and I'm okay with it. And in fact, I'm like
Yeah, yeah,
urging it a little bit, not because I
yeah.
don't think he can be an artist, but more so just uh,
Hmm.
I know there is
But
some
they
safety.
enjoy art.
Yeah.
That's good enough, I think.
What are they into? I mean, at 22, that means they've probably been to college, or they have
They,
some sense of what they want to do, right?
hmm He's graduating this weekend, so
Oh,
yeah,
really? From where?
yeah. Georgetown.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've heard of it. Uh,
yeah,
so you got to go down and go to the ceremony and all that.
yeah. I'm excited.
Are you, you're excited to not have to deal with those payments anymore?
Yes. So
That's
happy.
yeah.
That's big thing.
You get to not think about scholarships and all the things that you have
Yeah.
to figure out at that point. Sorry, my
Hmm.
dog's upstairs having a fit of some sort. Um, hopefully my wife will solve it. Oh, it sounds like she's on
Uh-huh.
with it now. Uh, with what did they go into
Uh,
Georgetown?
he's in business. He was in business school, so he's going to be a
He's going to be a businessman
businessman.
at some point. What about
Hmm.
what about the 17-year-old? What do you got there?
I don't know. He will be a scientist, he said. What? We'll see.
So you have like one going out of college and one basically going into college. Time.
Yes. Not too happy about.
Are you okay being an empty nester? Has that hit
Yeah,
you yet?
I I'm yeah, I'm
Are you
getting
looking forward to it?
excited. Yeah.
Some peace and quiet finally?
Yeah.
Um, with that sort of age range, do they still are they still interested in what you do? Not necessarily when you throw a book in their lap and say, read this, but are they
Mm.
interested in your books? Like, do they still sit down and you go, hey, check out what I'm doing? And they go, cool, mom. Or are they sort of removed from that at this point and go, you're my parent. I don't care to know
Oh,
anything about
they
you.
still look at my stuff and give.
Are they mean critiquers?
Sometimes. Yeah. That helps.
That helps?
Yeah.
How so? How does that?
But it's yeah, you need some objective eyes, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you need.
So yeah.
They're willing to be critical of their mother. That's
Yeah.
they don't hold back like some people.
They don't hold back. Yeah. Never.
Um, who's do they give a harder crit than uh your partner at this point? Or
Uh
do they?
uh
Oh wait, what does your partner do?
I don't have partner.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
yeah.
okay. So it's
So
just you and your sons at this point,
mhm.
and so you rely on them to yell at you and to challenge you at this point.
Yeah, and my friends. Yeah.
Um, with with the idea of that sort of age range,
Mhm.
um, this is going to be a weird tangential question, so hopefully bear with it. Um,
Mhm.
one of the things that I was talking with someone the other day was about sort of the idea of sort of transition. And I mean, I was talking with students, but talking about those students and that idea of the transition from sort of a kid to an adult, and
Mhm.
how interesting a transition that is. I'm wondering, like, obviously, I'm someone who has a younger kid at this point. I don't have a 17-year-old even, and I'm
Mhm.
wondering, like, is there a point where you kind of think their full personality has sprung forth, and you get to know exactly who they are and what they're going to be like going forward, or is it still sort of evolving on a daily basis?
It's evolving, but I think it now I yeah, I know who they are. I think yeah.
Which one's most like you, and which one's most like your
Mhm.
sister?
Uh so my sister's older, so my older one is yeah, bit like my sister, and my younger one is bit like me.
Are you saying that your oldest one is the smart one, and you're
Yeah, yes.
just be very, very outright with it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of them's
Yeah,
smart, and the other one's real dense.
but his cute one.
Okay, there you go, there you go. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
swing it the other. So one of them's smart, and one of them's
mm,
cute.
very
Uh,
cute, and yeah,
um, do you get back to Korea with them already?
yeah, yeah.
That's one of the things I'm always like jealous of when I hear people that have immigrated to the U.S. that they get to like
Right.
go back and they bring their kids back, so their kids have
Mm-hmm.
this like this world that is broader and bigger than just the town they grew up in or the next town over kind of situation.
I know.
Um, what do they go back every time with you, or is it, or how often do you go back? First of all, let's start there.
Uh, uh, once in 2 years. Yeah. I try to go every year, but it's hard. So,
I mean, that's
but
it
yeah,
costs quite a bit
yeah.
at this point. It's been ages since I've traveled that far, so
Uh-huh.
um, and that's
And
also
with kids, it was hard.
oh,
And
I can
they
imagine.
grow up. cost too much, and they are busy. All those stuff. So
I mean, how long of a flight is that? That's got to be what?
15
15?
hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say right around there.
Mm-hmm.
And with especially if we have a screaming kid, 15 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Did you go back when they were little kids, or was it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
When they were little kids, it was so hard. Yeah.
and do they apologize it for it now, or should we get on their case? Can you give me their Instagram handle so I can tell them to apologize for what they put
No,
me in?
no, they're okay.
Um, tell me. So, as someone who's not big on uh, travel in general, like not travel's fun, but it's very stressful for me.
Hmm.
And so, for someone who goes back and forth quite often,
Hmm.
um, what is if I were to go to Korea, or even I'm going to even add this into the mix. If I were to go down to Brooklyn,
Hmm.
what's the first thing that I should do in both instances?
Ah.
Like, is there a location? Is there some like bakery I got to go visit?
Oh yeah. You should go to this radio bakery in Brooklyn.
Radio
Yeah.
bakery?
Yeah.
And why? Why should I go
It's
there?
so good.
Okay. What's so good about it? You're not selling me yet. I'm
Oh
waiting.
really?
I'm
You
waiting.
have to
I mean, I got
taste it.
bakeries near me that
Oh
make good
yeah?
stuff too. So, okay,
Mm-hmm.
tell me what's so special about it that makes me drive all the way down to Brooklyn.
I I don't know, but it's good. And people lined up for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
we gotta
Must be
we gotta work
good.
on your sales pitch. This
I
is
know. I never sell so well.
like, well, you want to buy this car? It's a good car. That's all you got.
Yeah. That's what I got. Yeah. It's a good book. You should read it.
Is there a specific thing that they have there that one might want to partake in?
uh I have to I hate going the line for the food. So it's been a while. I've been there. So I forgot, but everything is yummy. So
Okay, okay.
yeah,
What
pastry is so good.
what
And
about if I go?
sandwiches are good.
What about if I go to Korea? What's the like first thing? I get off the plane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired because it was a 15-hour flight,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a screaming 1-year-old next to me the whole flight.
Oh.
I go, okay, I'm here. What's the first thing that I'm doing?
You shouldn't go. It's too much. I don't know. Yeah, but these days kids see this K-pop demon hunters and
Oh, okay.
they like these characters, I guess. Maybe you can buy them one of those
Have you
things.
seen that movie?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie. My son did and my wife did, but I haven't seen that
Mm-hmm.
movie. I know it's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I like. I know it's a hit movie
Mm-hmm.
and that people like it, but I have no understanding of it. I don't even. Is it just about a band, or do they fight monsters?
Yeah, they fight monsters. I
Okay,
think so.
you think so? I thought you said you saw.
Yeah, I saw it, but I don't quite remember it. I
Oh,
think.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um, no, there's all my students have talked about how great it is and whatnot, and I have no frame of reference to be able to say,
Hmm.
oh, that sounds like. I mean, one, it doesn't sound like a movie that
You
I'm.
have lots of Korean students?
Um, do we have Korean? I don't think we have a lot of. I mean, we don't have a lot of international students in general.
Ah, I see.
I mean, I don't know as it's the same thing down there, but one of the things that happened in higher ed is a lot of international students because of not tariffs, but because of visas and whatnot. Because
Right,
somebody
right.
who
Oh,
shall
yeah.
be nameless right now has caused a lot of problems there,
Mm-hmm.
and so a lot of schools don't have a big international cohort like they once did,
Mm-hmm.
um, and so
Right.
my school the same.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have a lot of students that have interest in Korea. That's for sure.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
I
we have
guess.
a trip that leaves Saturday, honestly, for all the students going to, they go to Japan. And
Ah.
so they're all taking I forget, I think from where they have to land, or like where they take off to where they land and get to the school that they're going to, it's a 26 or 28-hour trip, just
Oh.
total. And like, ugh, it sounds disgusting and I want no part of it. I don't
They're
know if I can
young.
put up with
They're
it.
okay.
Yeah, they will be fine. But
Yeah, but we're not fine.
no, no, you got me at about 5 hours max, and then I'm
Yeah.
um is excuse me. Um with
How
with
did it go? Yours? Wow, you're almost done.
oh, I'm not even close to being done.
I love your colors.
Thank you. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's a little too gray, I think, for me yet, but I'm gonna get there eventually. Um, I'm trying to figure out the. It's a bunch of paint buckets, and then the tiger has to have stripes and polka dots, and
Mm-hmm.
all that's gonna be later in the night, um,
Mm-hmm.
as it gets later. What's your normal work schedule like? Do you work during the day primarily? Are you a night worker? What's the?
I'm morning worker.
Oh, oh, what's
Yeah.
wrong with you? That so this is just not your realm right now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't do well on the, yeah,
How
this life.
when you work at night, are you, or I'm sorry, in the morning, are you like early morning? Like, are you like getting up at like 5 in the morning, or are you someone who's like, when you say morning, you mean like 9?
Yeah, I woke up at 6 and then start to work when I have a deadline. I start to work at like 7:30, 8. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure we can be friends anymore. I don't. This is so
We
so out
can
of my
be
realm.
friends. So
This is
this time
yeah,
I need to go to bed.
yeah. There's some crossover between the time that you start working and when I'm going to bed. Let's put it
Mm.
that. Were you always like a early to rise, early to bed sort of situation, or is that something that like when you were in college, were you one of the kids that would, put off your work until the last minute?
No, never.
That
I'm
sounds
not. Yeah.
yeah, that
I'm.
sounds like, I
Mhm.
mean, you said that you were a good kid, and so of
Yeah,
course, yeah,
I'm a good kid. Yeah,
yeah.
always submit my work ahead of time. Mm.
Never, never would you
Never
dare.
late.
Actually, you know what? I was that way in college. I'm not that way anymore. I was that kid that would put up work that would be dry and everybody else's paintings would be wet,
Hmm.
and they'd get
Hmm.
angry at me, or they would despise me. They wouldn't get angry at me. They would glare at me because,
Hmm.
ooh, someone showed off and didn't have to pull an all
Hmm.
nighter. Um, did you ever have to pull all nighters?
No, I need sleep.
Okay.
I always need sleep. So yeah.
Were you? I mean, obviously, grad school and your undergrad are very, very different scenarios. But did you have a
Hmm.
different work ethic in grad school than what you had when you were in school in Korea, or was it a
Yeah.
similar approach?
In grad school, I work really, really hard. So yeah, every day I finished one piece
Like one
at
full
least.
one full paint
Yeah,
every time?
yeah, and those kind of hard working kid I was.
But in undergrad, what you
Yeah,
did
I
yeah,
just hang around and
yeah, you partied. I remember now.
yeah.
Yeah, you were the party
Hmm.
kid. Uh,
Hmm.
and now you are a combo of both, I hope,
Yeah.
of some sort.
Hmm. Yeah.
Do when you're working, like schedule wise, all that kind of stuff now, um is there some sort of structure to your workday that, like, obviously, if you're writing, you're painting, you're sketching, is there an
Mm-hmm.
order, or like some people will devote, a certain amount of time to each every day, or some people are, today's my writing day, today's my sketching day, to whatever it may be. Is there like some sort of structure like that, or is it sort of more abstract in the way that you approach
Uh,
schedule?
it depends. Some days are for writing, and some months is for finishing, and yeah, some months are like just doodling. Yeah, it's all different. I think my work schedule isn't that. Yeah.
No, wait to say. I did hear. I just realized at some point you said something about uh, time of night. Are
Mm-hmm.
you are you at a point where you're or like, I feel like you mentioned something like, oh man, it's time to check out. But was that in like, do you have to go, or I don't want to hold you if you're like, I'm spent already. I can't do this anymore. But
um, yeah. So how long? So you work until like midnight?
oh, easily. Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I said I want to be respectful of your time. I don't want to force you out of any sort, nor do I want to make you have to stay until the wee hours of the night.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I can go long. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I go until I'm done with a piece, basically.
Oh,
And
okay.
sometimes
So.
that's generally it's about 4 hours, but sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little
Mm-hmm.
less. But so I don't want to hold you if I feel like I got the hint in there, but I could be wrong. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll check out.
okay, give me 1 second then, and
Mm-hmm.
I will put the camera back on my face,
Mm-hmm.
and let me just trim this down a little so it's
So
not so big.
pretty. You used acrylic wash?
Yeah, it's tracing paper and acrylic wash, and
Mm.
the acrylic wash allows it to be sort of flat, so I can do colored pencil back on top and
Yeah.
the sort. And
I
so,
used acrylic wash for my other book, I think. Yeah.
all right, here, let me switch my camera back to my face here real quick. There we are.
Yeah.
So I know it's yes, it's for someone who gets up and works, because you're probably getting up in the morning to work, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I don't want to make you so bleary eyed that you can't actually make work. But this has been lovely to chat and get to know you,
Yeah, it's so nice
and
to talk to you.
especially after the internet fought us for so long to be able to
I
connect.
I need to update my Instagram app. That did work.
That's what it was in up.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay. I always, every time before I get on, I like restart my phone, restart Instagram,
Hmm.
because it's always it's one of those little things that causes the problem. We need to add it in. My wife sends out a little thing to you that said, like, here's how we set up um
Hmm.
make sure your camera's
Right, right,
this way,
right.
etc. So we got
Yeah.
to add that to it. Is like, make sure your Instagram is up to date, and make sure that your phone has been refreshed and whatnot. Um, but this has been lovely. I'm so glad that we got a chance to connect.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And is there
Yeah.
anything you want to promote before you jump off?
Mm,
Is
I'll
there a book
just check
coming
out
out?
my books.
But there's a book coming out soon, or at some point, right?
Yes. In summer, but this book just came out, so my sister
Okay.
goose. Yeah.
My sister go. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody go out and get that book
Mm-hmm.
right now. Pre-order,
Yeah.
not pre-order, but order it rather.
Mm-hmm.
And are you doing any events anywhere anytime
Mm,
soon that people?
this Sunday, I'm reading my book Toto at the Gold Coast Book Fair,
Oh, okay.
and next weekend, uh, the Bronx Children's Museum. There's some event going on, so
Man, there's so many things down in New York that, like, you got Books of
yeah,
Wonder, you got like,
come visit. I
I should
get in the line and get you that
get in the
radio
line.
bakery.
Okay.
for you.
I will be down in New York at some point. I know I will. Um,
Uh-huh.
I forget, there was something I was supposed to go down for a Society of Illustrators thing a couple of
Oh
years ago.
yeah.
Didn't make it down there, but at some point I will go down there, and when I do, I'll scream in the streets, "Where's Hyewon? Where where is
Where's
she?"
my pastry? Yeah.
Yeah. What's so special about this bakery? That's what I'm gonna yell out at everybody. Well, again, thank you so much.
Hmm.
And if you do end up posting anything from today, make sure you tag me in it, and I will do the same.
Oh,
When it's finished.
okay.
I will tag you as well. But this has been lovely.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
All right, folks. So that was Hyewon Yum. Again, next week we're gonna have on Sarah Wang. Uh, this is the one time. So, okay, I got to say this real quick. It's not Sarah Wang, it's Sarah Huang, and it's got an H in front of it. I think that's how you would say it. But I get made fun of all the time because of my accent, my subtle accent that's there. I can't pronounce W's like whale. I say ho whale. And so in this case, I can say Huang, and I don't have to do anything special to get it done. But they're going to be on next week. And so we're going to have a chance to chat with them. I'm going to keep working here. I'm going to throw in the comments a Ask Me Anything. So if you have questions about anything, I'm happy to help. Again, as a reminder, let me switch the camera here. So it's back down on my surface so you can see what I'm working on here. As a reminder, I am doing mentorships. So if you're interested in a mentorship, reach out to me. I'm booked up for the first few weeks or at least through the first few weeks of June, I believe, with folks. But if you want to get info on it, I'm booking out further. So there's no need. You don't have to wait, but at least write to me, and I'm happy to relay information about sort of when and how and where the schedule is, and get you sort of in line to be in the next batch of people that roll through. I am sort of always taking on people all the way from now until essentially the middle of January. And so there's plenty of time, but don't miss an opportunity because my schedule does fill up with people relatively fast when it comes to this kind of stuff. And so I just don't want you to miss out. There are 3 brackets. There's a 1-hour portfolio review. There is so that's a single session. It's 1 hour, and we go through portfolio or whatever you want, really, to be honest. If you're like, I need someone to just go through my dummy, I'm happy to do that during that time frame. And then there's a 2-session thing where it's not just a portfolio review, but it's also I give you an assignment, and we spend time talking about sort of beyond portfolio. That's where, like, if you really want to do a dummy book and portfolio, that's what would be a good option. And then there's a third option, which is a 4-session thing, where we end up, the first session generally is a portfolio review. The second session is critique based on a assignment that I give you that is specific to you. I should state that it's not just any old assignment. I tailor the assignment to your needs, essentially, or what you need to work on. And then we do that a couple of times. And then the last one is really sort of business prep, sort of what you need professional practice wise. Are there things that you're missing that you need to address? Are there ways to approach, an agent or things along that lines that I can help out with? And so if you are interested, just let me know. You can DM me and I will send you the info. Or if you look on my feed, there's an image of a guy working on a car and his daughter handing him a wrench. The guy's in the car. He's like underneath the engine. And if you see that, that is essentially the post that relates to all of this. And so just check that post, and it should give you the info. It has pricing and everything in there as well. But otherwise, just reach out to me and I'm happy to relay some of that information to you separately if need be. Otherwise, ask questions in those comments. What do you want to know? What do you want to hear? What are you interested in? Who, what? And if you don't say anything, I'm going to be highly disappointed that you're not participating in the way that you should. Oh, that's the wrong brush. Did I just get paint on it? No, okay, good. I'm trying to find my best chisel brush here so I can come in here and paint some of these buckets. The buckets are going to have colored paint on them, so they're going to be brighter and everything of the sort, but right now they're just sort of Dolesville. So I'm trying to think if there's any topics du jour, topics of the day that we can discuss as a group, as a whole. Paint buckets, paint buckets, paint buckets. I'm trying to introduce more and more texture here, and we'll see if it holds up. But like getting the shape of said tiger in there first, and then coming back to silhouette it, or to add the contour, the shape to it after the fact, and then some of this paint and texture in the background. I'm seeing what I can get out of it, and it may be a complete dud in the end, but so far it's getting closer and closer to what I want. This is all a big test. See if I can get to the aesthetic that I want to get. So, Teacher Marin, when do you go to Ireland with your students? Well, we went once, and then we have not had enough. One of the challenges that we have right now is our student body is really small. We have right around 240 students at the school total. And so one of the challenges, we have to meet a certain threshold of students that want to go over in order to make it not a financial loss for the school. And so far, since we went that first time, we have not been able to get the numbers that we need. There is, a movement to try to change that. Obviously, we don't want to only go once, but when we go, it's always scheduled for sort of mid summer. So, we are over there from, I think last time we left at, I think it was like maybe like the 15th of June, and then through the 15th of July, kind of like we're there for a month essentially. And it's when I say normally, meaning we have a couple programs. We have one that goes to Niigata, Japan, or Niigata, and we have one that goes to Majorca. That's a different time in Spain, and then we have the Ireland trip. But they all run, according to a certain number of weeks that we have to hit, or a number of contact hours that we have to hit. And so, in order to get 6 credits, it generally is around a 4-week stint at any one location. If it's 3 credits, it's somewhere around a 3-week, and even the 4-week in Ireland, that's not the entirety of the class. Some of it is done before, and some of it is done after they actually go. And so, like, at least on the artwork side, a lot of it is just getting your artwork packaged up for a show at a certain point. For the writing side, because there's a writing component to it, some of that's like reading some stuff before you go, and then also writing when you get back. And so there's a combo of those two things sort of add up to the totality of the class, essentially, the hours that you have to put in. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to draw these in. these tigy stripes. Make them a little textural with colored pencil instead of paint. But let's see. What other questions do we have, folks? Again, how can I help? All right, let's get some other colors down on said tiger here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my big old chisel brush out here. Yes, teacher merit. We actually, there's talk of at some point also of having something that's beyond just a student-based thing, where it's like right now, if we want to go, we can't rely solely on our students. We need other schools and other people to participate. But there's also this thought that maybe we could consider a, you know, not necessarily an adult version, but that you don't have to be a student to go on something like that. You can be just, it'd be like continuing ed, but you would be in with the students. So, you know, I don't know how many people want to hang out with college students, right? But the other thing that comes into play is just, you know, you're essentially going to get the credits if you go, and so you're paying for the class and the credits, and sometimes going for a workshop sometimes can be a little bit cheaper. And so when we mention it to people, oftentimes it's a cost issue at that point of people don't want to spend the money for a credit, a college credit, if they don't need it. And so it's a matter of like, how do we make it more appealing to those that don't want the credit, but still we have to make it financially feasible. There's all sorts of headaches around that. The Japan trip that we run always fills, just this, it's the age group that goes. There's a lot of students that are interested in going to a location that is, you know, very, very different culturally from where we are, and Ireland, as much as I love it, is not like as wild a difference. It is different, but it's just not as wild of a difference as what Japan is to Massachusetts. So Japan generally gets a full cohort of students every time. I just realized this is up to a point where I can't really see the screen as easily. What other questions we got? How can I help? What can I do? I'm drawing polka dots on a tiger. It's not all that exciting if you're not asking questions. I have to put on cap and no, I don't have to put on cap and mortar, but I do have to put on my robe and what do they call that? Hood tomorrow for graduation. And for those who don't know, what does a book dummy consist of, please? Teacher Marion, coming through with the questions. Teacher Marion, you're always there in my time of need. I really do appreciate you asking so many questions. And I mean that truthfully. I don't mean, oh, how dare you ask so many questions. I mean it as in, it's nice because it makes me have to answer things, and so I'm not just sitting in silence. So a dummy book, it really depends on sort of the structure that you're working from in the sense of a picture book, which is what I'm primarily used to. The idea is that you put the story down in a sketch form. Now that sketch form can be as ornate as you want. I tend to recommend people not do something overly ornate for their dummy book. And when I say ornate, meaning like you don't have to do all sorts of lighting and color and things of the sort to prove that the book is going to be wonderful, because you're going to make finished art as a sample for it. What I don't want people to do is go and make something that is they're putting in more time and effort than what they need to, and on top of that, that they're not giving the publisher more information than they need, i.e., if you give them too much information, the expectation to match what you did in your dummy book sometimes can go up. So the equivalent of if you lay out everything and say it's going to be this color and this is going to be the value and all that kind of stuff, and you come back with something that changes from that, the likelihood that they're going to go, oh, that doesn't match what you sent us before in your dummy book is higher. And so maybe it's better to not be as particular in it and be a little bit more loose and sketchy. Now, admittedly, I am not that good at doing that in the first place. I tend to sort of oversell, or I shouldn't say oversell, but I oversketch and get too tight with my sketching, and I'm trying to get away from that. So when I sketch, it's more loose, and therefore there's less of a like, well, this line is a quarter inch to the side, and then we want it to be exactly where it was in the sketch. I try to avoid that kind of setup as much as possible, or that kind of, that sharing of information. I try to be a little bit looser than that, so they can't get on me if it's a little too loose or a little too different. But effectively, let's say you're doing a 32-page picture book, and you do a 32-page dummy. Your 32-page dummy, for anybody that doesn't know though, and I'm doing these mentorships, and I'm going to start them on, start talking to people basically on Wednesday of next week, I believe, is the first major chunk of people. I've talked to a few people prior, but a major chunk of people are going to be on Wednesday of next week. And I've gotten some dummy books already that the formatting on them is wrong. And what I mean by that, I'll write it out for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So as an example, or I wonder if there's a way I could show this a different way. You know what? I'm going to show you. This is going to be a little weird here, so bear with this. I'm going to get some scrap paper, and we're going to make a little dummy book right here and now. So I'm going to cut this down, and I'm going to show people where this hits. So I'm going to make enough pages that I have, let's see, I have to do the count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh, I did my count right. Okay, so now I'm going to make this purple our book cover. This will make sense in a second. Let me just get this cut down a little cleaner here. Okay, here's our book cover. So, structurally, and you don't have to worry about this too much when you make a book, but I'm going to write this out. Let me get a marker here real quick. And we're going to write page number 1 on this, a big number 1. And I'm also going to write paste down. This will make sense in a second. Page number 2 is on the inside of that. Here's page number 2. 3. I'm going to go all the way through this, so just bear with us. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Maybe I'll do 2 of these and I'll explain the difference. 14, 15, 16, 17. 16, 17 is always your, I'll put some dots. That's where it's the center of the book. Now I'm going to go 18, 19. I know this is kind of boring right now. 20, 21. It'll make sense in a second. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and then 32. And I'm going to write paste down here again. Now, what does paste down mean? That means that is the part of this book. Right now it says paste down on 1 and 2. So 1 and 32 are on the same page. So when they print this, they actually print it so it's like, you know, ba-ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-ba-boom. It's one big sheet like this, and they fold it and they put them all together in the order they need to go in. And it's probably done in multiple signatures versus just a single. Right now I'm showing you a single. But that paste down, when it says number 1 is not your first page of your story. Number 1 is the paste down. That means that is actually glued to your hardcover. So you never actually see page number 1. Page number 2 is either in paper. If it is a, like page 2, 3 is either in paper. If it is a self-ended layout. If it's a color-ended layout, sometimes that is image or that's copyright and title. But people often mistake a 32-page picture book for being 32 pages of image and whatnot, and it is not. So in a case like this, I'm just going to pull this out. I'm going to glue page 32 as well. I'm going to glue that to the inside of this, right on that seam, right? Let's get it in there as best we can. There we go. So it's glued down. Now when that structure is in here, and I go look at this book, 1 I never see because it's literally glued. That's what that word paste down means, right? I don't have it glued in there well. Boom. Now it should be glued better. Yeah, there we go, it's stuck. Same thing with page 32. I never see page 32. And so the standard structure, if you have something that is a end paper, I'm going to go and I'm going to color these end papers. Here's my end papers, right? Same thing here, 30, 31 are my end papers. Now, assuming those end papers are there, 4, 5, this becomes my copyright, and this becomes my title page. That means my story starts on 6, 7. Oh no, who bad, I didn't mean to do that. And my story ends on page 29. So I don't get a full 32 pages to play with for story. I get, if I remember correctly, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I get 24 pages to put a story in it. And so you have to be frugal with how much you're putting in, right? So when you make that dummy book, one of the first things is figuring out how you're going to lay out this content and how you're going to get it into a 24 pages of story, 4 pages of end papers, and then a copyright and title page. Now, that is what's called a self-ended layout. If it is a color-ended layout, again, I can move that copyright and title to where the end papers would be, and I could lose the end papers over here, and I gain 4 more pages. So I go from a 24-page book to a 28-page of story that I can fit in here, because 4 or 5 becomes content, and so does 30, 31. But the standard practice is something that has some end paper, and your end papers could have story on it too. But 32 pages, and you got a lovely little book. The thing that also weighs into it, that I think people need to sort of understand a little better, is, in most cases, when I review dummy books and things of the sort, is you can't have, or you need to consider type and where type goes. There's a lot of people that will make a dummy book, and then the dummy book will be very, a lovely story, but they don't know where to put type, and so their type is always this like last minute afterthought, and not a thing that is figured out before they even start. And so I always recommend that people, when they do their work and start to sketch out and figure out what their dummy book is going to look like, that they should actually put their type in first, the scale that it should be. And I've heard anywhere between a 16 and an 18 point font generally is good, somewhere in that range. I mean, it depends on the font, but you don't want to go too big and you don't want to go too small. There's this, this level of the right size that you got to hit. But somewhere in that range should get you there. And you don't want, obviously a picture book, you're talking somewhere between 300 and, max 500 words, somewhere in there that you want to try to hit. And so you shouldn't have a ton of text to play with. But even if you do, you got to figure out where it goes, because the worst thing you can do is try to fit it in after you've decided what your images look like. Because then it always feels very forced, and oftentimes there's not room, or it gets congested, or it interacts with the type in a way that is not beneficial. And so I would try to spend some time figuring out your type and how it goes in. And it doesn't mean you have to be a typesetter of any sort, but it means that you need to account for the type in some way. There's going to be a designer that's going to figure out what the right typeface is, etc. But in the sketches, as you work on them, again, it's good if you have an understanding of the process that's going to happen afterwards. Hey, I have to think about the type. That is part of this project. You may not be putting it in there personally, but someone has to, and you want to give them room to be able to do that. The other thing that comes in is you want to make sure that you have your a couple of sample pieces. So as you do your dummy book, there's always this question, and I'm of the opinion that if you're going to do artwork for the book, like sample art, you might as well put that sample art in the actual dummy book so people can see how it looks in a spread. If there's an image that goes next to another sketch, they can see how that works out. There is a theory, though, that is out there that I've heard from other artists that you actually leave the sketch in the book or in the dummy book and do the finished artwork separately, and don't put it in the dummy book, the finished art. And the reason for that would be, there in this sort of thinking, is that it gives the art director a sense of what your sketch looks like and then what your finish looks like. And so that idea of giving them some insight into how you work and what they can expect in the finished art later can be advantageous. And I think that can work too. I tend to, at this point in my career, I think it's pretty obvious what direction stuff is going to go, and so I don't need
to sort of sell them on how my sketches turn into a finish because it's already been out there. But it really depends on the person, really depends on the process. If I were doing a very different style, then I might want to actually show how the sketch turns into the finish. And that might be a little bit more specific to the piece. But in the end, you still have to, show them all the sketches. You're going to have to resketch the thing anyways, just because your dummy book is a sample of what it can be, not finished product. And so it's rare for someone to get a dummy book, get it through, and then they go, perfect, let's go to print, or go straight to finish. There's always edits that have to happen. And so know that your sketches and that are never final. Other than that, you got to watch out for gutters. You got to watch out for sort of flow and pagination. So you're not creating a book that's boring in how it works, and you're not creating a book that is too simple. That you're not creating a book that people aren't, they can't understand. But the sketch level, one of the things that I think I've heard from illustration professors who I don't always agree with this sentiment. They're always like, everything has to be shaded and beautiful, and you need to show your color studies and all that kind of stuff. And I never do any of that. And I still get books. I think it's a matter of clarity. And so what they're trying to hit at in that statement of like what to put in your books or in your sketches and whatnot for art directors is really about clarity. Can they understand what you're showing them? And some people that needs to be a beautifully rendered sketch, and some people that's literally just an outline, and that's enough. I'm trying to think if there's other things that you got to really hit in there. I mean, there's other like complications when it comes to making a good picture book, making sure that you hit the content that or the quality. But in general, just what you need is your story needs to be evident, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's good if it's perfect, but I think art directors understand that if you have a good idea and you have a sense of how to tell a story, that probably will shine through. But again, you don't have to have something that is so good that they don't have to do anything with it. They don't want that, to be honest. They want to have some say in what you're making. And if it's about just producing it and turning it into a book, that's not what a publisher does. They don't just go and say, we like your idea, it's a book, perfect, we're going to print it. They need to make sure that it matches their brand and that they, the quality and the scope of what you're doing doesn't conflict with other things they have out there, or that it's not too repetitive or whatnot. But I don't know. That was a long-winded answer. What other questions we got? Where are we time-wise? Oh, man, I got to book it on this thing and get this. Speed here. I'm trying to paint as quick as I can, but thank you, Teacher Mary. I'm going to keep painting. Whether I'm talking or not, you're going to have to deal with it. Let's see. Okay. I do need to go in here and paint. The nose of my tiger. Then we get back to some of these colors. Put some colors in here. Trying to figure out what other colors I want to do. It's crazy. It's a little odd, but I'm okay with it. So we'll put make a puddle here of this. Color. Let's see. Put that up. Okay. Go. Let me get some other little spots up in here. What was on my brush there? Got a big chunk of color there. It's not that one. Go. Make nice little circles there. All right. Again, what other questions we got? How can I help? Get a little more water in there. So is a dummy book made to size, or is that mini version? Oh, it can be made to size. It's. I was just showing you because I didn't want to have to get out big paper to do it. But my dummy books are never actually physical copies. They're digital versions of the book itself, and so it really just depends on the person. Some people still do the physical copy. I just do the digital because it's easier, and if need be, I can print it out so it's a physical copy. But in reality, you just need to get the dummy book to them in some capacity where they can understand the pagination and the flow of what the book is. And so that could be digital or traditional. I just like the ease of copy and paste, and in that situation of if something is a little too big, I can scale it down. If I move it or make something show up on multiple pages, I don't have to redraw it every single time. I can copy and paste it. Now, when it comes to the finished artwork, I don't just copy and paste, but for the sketch, it can make it a little easier, just in general. So, but you do it to whatever size you need. Now, the other thing that comes into play, though, is just as a heads up that every publisher has their rules about how they want to deal with the aspect of scale and printing and things of the sort. Like some publishers I work with have had very distinct, it has to be the size or else kind of situation. They don't really give a lot of leeway in the scale of it. So know that even though, again, your sketch may be finished to you, in the end, it's going to go through changes in the editing process, and that may include a different proportion. But you can work whatever size makes sense. I tend to work, when it comes to finished art, I tend to work about double the size of what ends up in the book, just so I can get the detail in that I want. But there's no steadfast rule that it has to be a certain size or anything of the sort. So I want to get this. Let's get one big. Tiger's tails are sort of white on the tip, if I remember correctly. So I'm trying to get a little bit brighter white on the tip of that. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to again lighten up. So the paint is dripping down the edge. Of these buckets. She's going to have some pattern on her shirt, so a light pattern, but it will be there. It will be a pattern. Nonetheless, it will be a pattern. Okay, let's get the schnoz of this tiger in here. All right, let's see. Now, I need to get more of this. What is this? This is pale mint in here. Because I need to get it on some of these buckets. Okay, I need a hairdryer this, so give me a second. It's gonna be loud. Okay, let's see. That'll work there. Let me get more white on the tail so it's not see-through paint. Now I'm gonna get some this pink and orange here, and I'm gonna come in and make the tiger's nose. I'm gonna get a little bit of black in there, and a little bit more sort of a purpley color. It needs even more of it. Trying to work quick because it's already 11:11. I don't want to be up late tonight if I can help it. If I can help it. Doesn't mean it won't happen. In fact, it probably will happen now that I said that. But okay, let me get out some other brushes here. I get in here and put the other details in that I want. Just things like eyeballs. Really get this thing right over here. Eyeball in here. Okay, and let me get, while I'm at it, I'm going to start to get some of the stuff in the face of this girl here. She needs eyeballs too. Oh, there's that. Okay, now let's start getting in some of these other stripes. Well, let me dry that first so I don't get. Tiger stripes in here. Okay, now let's see about some color on some of these. And let's get more white while I'm at it. Tiny little bit. There we go. Okay, colored pencil. Let's get these. Okay. Let's fill in the tiger. I should make these paws white now that I think about it. Or at least lighter of some sort. So let's do that real quick. Let's get these. They feel lighter. Dry those a little bit. Let the second pass of white here. Bleach them out a little bit more. Set his ear. Bleach out that ear a little bit. Blend out. Underneath the nose here a little bit. realize I covered up almost all the collage on this thing, but that's okay. Draw these. Pupils here. Put in my tiger. Feels. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that with something else. Maybe that's why. My little white. That's a small white one. Oh, that's a big white one. I want a small white Posca marker. I know I have one. Is that it? Oh, that's a big one again. What is the white? No. Is that it? Oh, that's it right there. What I'll do is put white. What do you call those? Whiskers. Okay. I'm trying to see what happens if I do some odds and ends there. Okay, let's get the details in now. Let's see. Okay, let's get her face in there, and her hands in there, and the paintbrush in there. Get some color in there in spots. And so let's get a little hint of nose. We got about half an hour. I think I can do it. Let's see. Teacher Matt, this is a stinking cute, and it reminds me of when my son decorated our dog with Sharpies. Nice. Yeah, I was playing around with the idea of like a tiger who gets painted over and over as a concept. I don't know exactly where it sits or where it ends up, but that's the gist of the idea. Probably needs way more to it than that, but right now I just wanted to play with that idea of like, what happens if I draw someone who has painted an actual tiger? And so that's what this is. I may come back and do a lighter color in the background here on top of this to get it even brighter. We'll see. Let's get this mouth figured out here. Add a little shadows in here. I know this is hard to see. That's fine. I can try to zoom in a little bit. Why did I just not go there? Oh, just the pencil sharpener. Let's see if I can get this in a spot where you can sort of see. I'm still trying to. Okay. Something. Punch up ever so lightly the rosiness in those cheeks. And again, probably the rosiness in that nose. Make it a little bit more orange, honestly. There we go. And now let's get the hair in there. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out so I can see this a little better. So I want this hair to hit in the fun way, so it needs to hit hair like this. Like that. And then I'll do this. Get hair this way. This. Okay. Okay. Get my okay, let me get in here and I do need to put in the paintbrush, and then I might come back and lighten the whole background. But we're getting there. Okay, so let's get colors that I can use for ears here. Because those need to be in there. So the ears. Doesn't have to be much. Go into the ears, and then I also need go into hands. These are gonna have to be lighter, so let me. Okay, let me put the other hand in here. I can hear a cat sleeping somewhere in my studio. I don't know where. I can hear breathing. So this one's got to be hand like this. Not the most beautiful hand in the world, but nor does it need to be. Because now we come in, we paint the paintbrush. Okay, now it's time for the brush itself, the bristles. That can be all in here like this. I don't know where I'm hearing my cat, but I'm hearing my cat somewhere. What I do is I'm going to get my so like that. Let's get some more white paint out. Yep, there we go, white paint. Trying to move. I got about 15 minutes. The question is, can I get this all done in that time frame? I'll try my best. So this is going to be, so a white dot there. I'm going to make a, what? I'm almost done, Mama. Where's my eraser? Where's my eraser? Take out that color and use this color instead. Well, you know what? I need white there. Huh. Maybe there was something I was forgetting right there. Okay. Got some more. Now it's a question of, do I color the background lighter? I'm tempted to say yes. I got a very short amount of time to do it. I'm going to do it. So, question of, what color do I do? Should it be pink? Like a super, super light pink? Should it be something that's more akin to their skin tone? So it's like, use, where is it? Where's that paint? It's like an off-white. Wow, where'd that go? That like bleached titanium color. I don't know where it is. That's not good. It should be right here, but it's not. Maybe I just mix my own and put it in there with the colors that I have here. So let's do that, and then we will clean it up and get what I need done with this, and peace out. Just trying to find the right brush for what I want here. That one's probably a bad one. Let's do this one. Well, or better yet, I'm going to get a brand new one. Now, use this one. I'm going to grab a little bit of the pink and throw in there. So let's see. And paint hard and fast. Get this done. Move fast, move fast. Come up here. I'm gonna paint, paint, paint. Okay. Pink. A little bit of pink in there. I'm gonna have to jump to a smaller brush here eventually, but I'm trying to block in as much as I can quickly. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. If for some reason this cuts off, I'm literally just painting in the background. That's all you'll miss out on, but let's see how far I can get before that happens. to switch to a different brush, a smaller brush, to get into some of those pockets. I'm going to get a brand new brush. Okay, I don't think there's any way I'm going to get this done before it cuts off. Try to get as far along as I can, but know that I'm going to probably hit this with a matte medium so I can draw back on top of it and get some other odds and textures and into it, but for the most part, I'm just trying to block stuff in right now. So again, if you're listening, next week, Sarah Wang at 8 o'clock on Thursday. Okay, getting close. Damn, this all blocked in. Oh, you know what? I have more time because we didn't get going until like 15 after, so this may actually be able to get a good chunk of this done by then. Now that I think about it, it's not going to end at midnight. it's way off stage. I'm trying to get it back that direction. Okay, now. That's not good. Let's get a tissue to dry that up. There we go. Let's try that again. Let's get enough paint on the brush. Small suspenders. I'll paint some colors on it so it won't be so barren. pretty sure my wife has fallen asleep upstairs. Which is fine, she's allowed. This orange back there. Okay. I don't know, again, this may cut off at some point, but we're trying to plow through it so we get as much done as we can before the time cuts us off. I'll add that in to make sense. Add a thin little stripe of white down this, best I can, without goobing it up. There we go. Okay. That should help that. A couple of spots where come in here with some paint could help. Okay. Last but not least, let's add some hint of color here. To imply some sort of grounding. Now I'm going to come back and clean it up a little. Fade it just ever. Oh man, that went awry. Let's try that again. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that's about it. Let me get these colors up out of the way. The brushes out of the way. Brush, 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 brush. Let me clean up the space here real quick and see if I can get it presentable for you before the timer runs out. Before the feed cuts off. Let me see. Okay. Cross fingers, I'll get this up here and done in that time. And zoom it out far enough that it works. So, roughly there. That's the painting for the night. Here's the sketch. As you can see, it's relatively similar. I changed some of the paint buckets around. The scale's a little bit different. But this is the finished piece for the night. Teacher Marin, thank you. Yeah, the little wisps of hair are fun. So I'm going to end up doing probably some type digitally on this piece, but that gives you a sense of sort of a variety of approaches. I just got paint on a section down here. I'm going to have to scrape it off and manage it the best I can. But otherwise, that's it for the night. You all have a lovely evening. I will see you next week on Thursday with Sarah Wang. Bye, everybody.